Okay, here's a quick tutorial on how to start up our Sanctuary sound system. We have the GLD80 soundboard here. I like to keep the cover on it when it's not in use just to protect it from dust. The power supply is located on the left rear of the unit. We'll see if I can get around here. There's a little power switch right there. Flip that on. That'll get the processor going. It'll get started up. While that's starting up, I usually give it just a little while to start up. The second thing that you're going to do is the switch for the amps. It's this top switch. It's actually got a few things powered into it as well. Our CD player, our assistive listening system as well. But you can turn that on. It'll get everything on. Once this gets powered up, there's a few things to be aware of. While it's powering up, I will make you notice right here. You're going to make sure you go to scenes and select your correct scenes, the correct scene that you want to be on for that day. More often than not, it's going to be the very top one, which is the Sanctuary Sunday service scene. I'll show you that in just a second once it gets going. So once it gets booted up, tap scenes so it comes to that. And you can see right here, just as long as there's not a huge glare from the light, Sunday service. Just because it's highlighted doesn't mean it's necessarily active. The nice thing about the GLD80 is that it basically boots back up with whatever the last scene or last settings that were in the system were. However, this can get you in a little bit of trouble, so that's why it's always important to recall the scene that you want, which once that's recalled, then we can move on to the next step, which is unmuting the DCAs and the mains, which those are going to be found over here on the right hand side of the board. I usually unmute the piano, vocals, and monitors right away when I first come in the morning, just because those things are definitely going to be used. The 1045 service, or anytime I got a choir, obviously the choir mics, that DCA can get unmuted when they're singing. Right here, you'll see also on the right of the board is our main left, right. That's also something, once the service is about to begin, unmute that and you're ready to go. From that point on, you're good to mix everything. Obviously, if you see a red, if this is red right here, it's going to be muted as opposed to one of these channels which is not muted. If you see the little red light underneath here with the DCA, so for example the piano left and right, it's unmuted and the DCA is not on. But if I were to go and turn on the piano DCA, now that's basically in effect muting that channel. So if you see that on, even though this is not on for muted, it's still going to be muted. So that's why we unmute the DCAs right here. So obviously, if Carl or Jeremy's talking, or if somebody's at the pulpit, somebody's using a wireless mic, you'll mute and unmute those certain things when it's that time to make sure that they've got the volume there. And then you just adjust the faders as needed to make sure you got a good mix. So hopefully that helps. I appreciate you guys tuning in.